guys, welcome to my second video about the Fender Meteora, in which I will give you a more in-depth review about the guitar, or at least my thoughts and impressions on it. So I played the guitar quite a lot. I have it for 4 or 5 days now, and I'm really impressed. So I say right frankly in the beginning, this will be rather a positive review, I think, because the guitar is amazing, really. I love it. So let's get into detail, and here we go. So let me spend a few words on the overall design of the guitar, which I totally enjoy. I think it's a cool, fresh, new design. It looks totally Fender. It totally fits their catalog of guitars, and I think it was long overdue to come out with a new model, and honestly I hope they will build it in the future with more colors, more pickup configurations, and so on and so on, because it's a nice design. It's super comfortable. It looks good. Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's obviously a mix between a Jazzmaster and a Telecaster, but I think to me it reminds me on 3 guitars. And the first one is obviously the Telecaster. The second one is the double cut Les Paul Jr. And the third one would be the Hamer Phantom from the 80s, if some of you can remember that guitar. So it's a great combination of that shapes done in a Fender fashion. Yeah, it looks really stunning. So a point to the color. Butterscotch is not necessarily my favorite color, I have to admit, but it perfectly fits the thing, you know. This is a limited guitar, or at least limited for now. Who knows if they're gonna produce it later on. And so because it has the tele configuration, you know, it has to be butterscotch. What else should it be? It's mandatory for that guitar. And Fender did a beautiful job. You know, they chosen beautiful woods. The butterscotch finish is very well done. There are no flaws, no issues with the lacquer, no nothing. It's perfectly done. So it looks really great, and it feels great. Which leads me to the point of overall comfort of the guitar. And let me say it this way, it's super comfortable, and I believe there is a reason why people say a Telecaster is a so-called man's guitar. I don't want to go in too much detail here, but let me tell you this. Last year I had serious shoulder pain just by playing a Tele. So I play Teles most of the time. I have some Strats here. I play them from time to time, but most of the time I play Teles. And yeah, at that time I played a lot of hours every day, and at some point it gets me shoulder pain, I can tell you, unbelievable. So it prevented me, I don't know, 3 weeks or 4 weeks from playing. It was really, I don't need this a second time. So long story short, this guitar is the revelation, so to speak. It feels not just like you know, you have to strap it on and hang it over you. No, it's like wearing the guitar. You know, it sits perfect. It doesn't move. First of all, it's very lightweight. It has a certain weight to it. It's not too light, so that you think, where's the guitar? No, it has a certain weight to it, but it's still on the light side, I would say. And the other thing is the balance of the guitar is absolutely perfect. It's not neck heavy, it's not tail heavy, it doesn't move, it fits simply like a glove. You wear it on and it sits there where it has to sit. So this is really great. Also the neck feels good. So it should be a Jazzmaster neck. I never played a Jazzmaster before, so I can't tell you much about it. To me, it feels like the typical Fender neck. So if you are a Strat player or a Tele player, I think you will feel mostly at home. It's a bit thicker than my other Strats and Teles, but it's a very comfortable neck. The satin finish is very well done. It's nothing sticks or glues or hinders you from playing. So it's really great. And yeah, so I can say the overall comfort of this guitar is really good. To say a little thing which is not as comfortable, for example, is the input jack or the output jack. And I think it should sit more here on that side. I think here it is always a little in the way, not while sitting, but when you play standing, and you have the cable always 2 inches beside your leg. That's not really good. So I think they should change that if they go into mass production. Other than that, as I said, super comfortable. The 3-way switch is good reachable. No knob is in the way. So yeah, comfortable guitar. So thumbs up. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, of course, is the playability of the guitar, which is fantastic in my opinion. Honestly, I have to give it to the guys at Fender. They've done a great job setting this guitar up. It has low action, it's super responsive, it was spot on intonated. There are no issues with anything, no buzzing, no fret outing, no whatever. It's a perfect setup. And to be honest, normally I would go a bit lower with my action, just a tiny bit. And it wouldn't be that big of a problem to change it. But to be honest, that setup that they've done feels so good that I think I will stick with it, at least for the first time, and later on I can see if I have to adjust anything. But yeah, for the moment it's perfectly playable for all kinds of music, so no need to change anything, and that's a good thing. What would be a proper review without some critique? I mean, we're talking about 1,800 euros or $2,000 in the US. I think in that price point, to be honest, one could expect locking tuners. This is the first thing. So there's nothing wrong with the standard tuners. They work great, they feel great, they keep the guitar in tune. I got no problems with that. But especially for restringing, the locking tuners are much easier to handle. And yeah, so I don't get it why they're not on the guitar. So if you compare it to, let's say, the Elite Strat or an Elite Tele, which is, by the way, 100 euros cheaper, you get the locking tuners. So why not bring it up here on this guitar? So I don't get that. And the second thing is the the new neck joint, which is also on the Elite Tele and on the Elite Strat. I mean, I got no problems to get to the upper frets. Here you see the cutaway is really generous. You haven't any problems. But You know, especially for a new body shape, I imagine they have to readjust all the CNC machines and so on. So why not adjust it that way that you have already that new, better, more comfortable neck joint? So it's not an inexpensive guitar, and it's more in the upper range of the standard Fender palette. And yeah, so these are two things where I say, okay, Fender, you have to improve that, in my opinion. Two things I want to mention before I forget it and before we finally get to the sound section. The first thing is I want to take the opportunity to give some feedback to Josh Hurst, the designer of Fender, who designed the Meteora. And yeah, greetings to you, Josh. You've done a beautiful job. Really, you created a wonderful, unique instrument, and I hope it goes to mass production. So, and the second thing is more of a question that I have. So as far as I know, in Fender terms, the serial number, the first 4 digits are for year and month. So it starts, in my example, with 18 for 2018, makes sense. And the second, or the third and fourth digit is 01. Like it was made in January, and I wonder, do I have a very early version of the guitar, or what is it? Or is the 01 just for special edition? All special editions have just 01. So normally it should have 11 or 1811, or maybe 1810 if it was produced in October, maybe. But 1801, I think it's really early, so I would like to know from you guys, so if maybe some of you have also bought a Meteora, I would like to see the first 4 digits of your serial number. Don't get me wrong, I'm not fishing for your serial number. I don't want it, I don't need it. I'm just interested in the first 4 digits to see yeah, what's it on your guitar? Is it also 1801 or 1803 or whatever? Yeah, that's the two things that I wanted to mention. And yeah, so we finally go to the sound section. So yeah, in the sound section, I don't want to do too much talking. I think there are other videos right away out there who show the standard, pickup configurations and how does the neck and the bridge sound and so on. I'll do it a bit differently. I will first give you some samples a bit with the looper, and just playing through some random stuff, if you will. And after that I have a little collection of little snippets where you can hear the guitar in the mix, so that you can get a feel for it, how it sounds in a band, in a context, in a song, simply in a mix. So enough talking. I will use a little octaver, but just for the bass line. And yeah, we will see what we come up with. So I think you get the idea, and so I give you a bit of a country lick, if you will, or a country groove, because I mean it's a Telecaster guitar, so yeah, you have to play some country on it. So let's see. I start with the neck pickup again. Oops, that was nothing. Try it again. So I think also here you get the idea of what it sounds. So just for the completion, I give you a bit of the bridge pickup. Put a little chorus to it. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, you get really beautiful sounds out of it, clean as well as distorted sounds. So I have to say, sound-wise, you will hear it in the following section. It has a great rock tone, but yeah, it sounds really versatile for all kinds of music, clean or distorted with effects on. It cuts through, typical, and yeah. So here for yourself. Next section. Yeah, guys, there you have it. The Fender Meteora. I hope you enjoyed the sound samples. To me, it will be my new main guitar, that's for sure. And I think for a long time, really, I love that guitar. It's really what I expected, what I hoped for when I pre-ordered it in January. It sounds fantastic. It has really phenomenal pickups on board. Really two of the best sounding tele pickups I've ever heard. They're really good. And a super comfortable body. It's for all tele players like me who loves teles, but you know, always had their problems with the blocky shape. This is, as I said, the revelation. Get this one; it's super comfortable. I forgot to mention the armrest. I love it. It's really great. It's even better than on a Strat, in my opinion. It's big and super comfortable. You can lay your arm down with ease. It's yeah, really perfect. So all in all, it's a fantastic guitar. I just can give an advice to all of you who probably are playing with the thought of buying a Meteora. It seems to me that they sell out very quickly. I took a look at some of the big shops and they were mostly sold out. So if you want to get one, my advice would be do it fast. Don't wait too long. They seem to sell out very quickly. And probably a final word to some Fender people. If some of you may watch this video, do me a favor and give that guitar in mass production. Make this guitar a standard model in the Fender catalog. It's a really great guitar, and I think it deserves a place beside Telecaster, Strat, Mustangs, what have you. This has to be a standard model. Make this a Meteora standard, a Meteora professional, a Meteora player series, or whatever you want to call it, but bring it in mass production. Personally, I would say, or one could argue, you have one. Yeah, sure, I have one, and I don't necessarily need a second one. But if there would be more of them with as I said, more colors, more pickup configurations, more different pickup colors and whatnot, I probably would get a second one. I would like to see a humbucker version, and the best thing for me would be this guitar with one humbucker in the back, one shawbucker mounted, angled as the original pickup is, and one tone, one volume. That would be an awesome rock beast. However, we will see. Yeah, I say thanks for watching. If you guys were following me until this point of the video and suffered with me yeah, probably sometimes a bit awkward talking. Yeah, I'm no native speaker. I've tried to do that in English to my best knowledge. Yeah, so have a nice day, have a good time, get you a Meteora, and yeah, keep on playing.